Hi, praise God, again. Welcome once again to this platform. Yes, yes. So today, today, yeah, today I want us to talk. I want us to talk about something that I have realized that most of us do, and it makes sense. It makes sense, but sometimes it hurts others. So I want to talk about silence. The silence that harms others. The silence that harms. Hello, kids. So, yeah, even if you think it's wasting your time, so let me start by giving a scenario which was real. This is a real scenario. It happened to me, and for a while I didn't know what to do. So imagine I think this is normal. It has happened to most people. So imagine, so I serve as an usher. So people are standing, were saying the benediction, and then people were greeting each other, then people were leaving. Now there was this girl she was dressed in all white, right? All white. But the good thing is she stood after, like, the church was almost empty. So no, actually she stood. Okay, the church was not empty. She stood with everybody. Now, because you're an usher, you're at the back, so you're able to see so many things. So as this girl is standing up, what after she stood, I was able to note, like a dot somewhere. But I was struggling in my heart. I was like, do I tell her? Do I, or should I just keep quiet? But if I don't tell her, then the possibility of so many people seeing the dot, I hope you understand, the dot in this white dress, so high. So at that particular time, she was speaking to her friends. So I decided I need to act fast. So I, I went, said hi, hi. So I tried to pull her apart from the fence kidogo. Then I told her, do you know blah 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 blah. I said it out, and then she told me, no, it's okay. It is not what I'm thinking. It's just a spot that, yeah, something, she had sat on something in a dirty place before that. I was like, okay, so I don't know if it was true. I don't know if maybe something had happened, but that was her defense mechanism, which is okay, or maybe she knew about it. Yeah. So after that, so like, and then there was a time again, something in my workplace. There's a in my workplace. So a new workmate came. Then we were having breakfast. Then normally you're supposed to pick one egg as you eat breakfast. But there was a so the other work so two workers. So yeah, basically we're supposed to be we were given breakfast in our place of work, and we normally have tea and maybe an egg. Most of the time it's an egg. But at that particular point, I and another workmate, we were not eating, so I gave my share. The other workmate gave the share. Person stood, took two eggs. The second person stood, took two eggs. Then the third person to go and take an egg was the new workmate. So because I think she saw everybody was picking two, she automatically thought people were picking two. So she went and picked two. Now the person sitting close to me was like, the new workmate has taken two eggs and people are supposed to pick one egg. Will you go and tell her? But I was so, I don't know, I felt embarrassed myself to go and tell someone such a thing. So I told the lady, because you're the one who have seen it, you go and tell her that people are supposed to pick one egg. But this lady, what she does, she hops from one workmate to another. Aki, the new workmate she has taken two eggs. People are supposed to take one egg. Will you go and tell her? So she told about three more workmates. So when she was coming, I was like, Aki, that was not good. Imagine all those three workmates plus me. I had not noticed. If she hadn't told me, I would not have noticed. So I told her, instead of telling every other workmate that this particular new workmate has taken two eggs, you should have simply gone straight to the workmate and told her. Now almost the entire staff knows what she has done, and it's a situation you have left it. Oh, of course, the lady was mad. She was so mad at me. She was furious. I don't know why she was so furious at me. But so this brings us to our question. Why is it that we tend to keep quiet on Okay, like these are very light issues, like these are very light issues, but sometimes we choose to keep quiet on issues or on things that might harm someone. For example, you see a friend, or even not a friend, you see a colleague or someone making a decision that you know will harm them, but you tend to keep quiet. Why do we do this? This silence is what harms others, and maybe it's something you've walked, so you know, if this particular person continues doing this particular thing, they will what? They will like suffer at the end of it all, but you still choose to keep quiet. This is the type of silence that harms others. We should open up and tell them, no, don't do this. And don't get me wrong. Oh, I am a member in the Mind Your Own Business Club. I am a member. I am a senior member in that club. Mind your own business. I believe in minding my own business. Yeah, I just believe in minding my own business. But when someone is doing something that will harm them, or if someone is doing something that may possibly embarrass them, I won't keep quiet. It is not easy to reach out and tell someone, don't do this, or tell someone, blah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6." It is not easy, but it is just good. Imagine, I ask myself, if it were me and I'm making a certain decision and you didn't know, how? And I didn't know, eh? For example, when if we all know that workmate, or we all know that person whom you should not be too open to them. And if someone is new in a workplace, someone does not know. If you see someone is becoming too friendly with a poisonous workmate, it is just good to tell them, just be wary. Just a general advice, be wary of 1, 2, 3. But most of us keep quiet, and then we wait for them to fall. After they have fallen, we're like, hey, I knew it. See, I said. See, I was telling you this thing was going to happen. See, it has happened. So it's like we wait for people to fall, and then we rejoice in their falling, instead of reaching out and telling that particular person, this choice that you're making, it is not good. Someone has gotten a good grade. I know it is not none of the business. Someone has gotten a good grade. They're going to choose a weird cause, and maybe you know them, or maybe you're in a position of giving an advice. I'm not saying tell them, let's meet and talk. You sit them down, you give them a whole lecture. You can tell them in a good way. So, congratulations, you've gotten this grade. What are you thinking? And then they tell you, I'm taking this course, I'm taking this course. You can say it in a way that does not seem like you're trying to impose in their lives. You can just tell them, by the way, I think with your grade, that may not be a good choice. Why don't you try doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Evil, but at least you've reached out. But you keep quiet, and then you wait for them to go for a course that messes them, and then you say, I knew. Hey, when she was picking that course, I knew. Oh no, say, look at how she's now hustling here. She has no job. What does that help someone? You keep quiet, and then you wait for them to fall. After they have fallen, you come back and say, hey, I knew. I just knew. I was telling you, people. I was telling you. Hey, say, I told you. Let's just wait and see. This particular person, the friends she has started hanging with, all the friends he has started hanging with. See, I was telling you. Oh, now, even it is not 2 months from now, yet you didn't say anything. And I'm not saying you start poking your noses in everybody's business. No. Just give an, especially if it's someone you know. For example, if it's someone you know, a workmate, a friend, a relative, or even a random person, if you see someone, probably they have spoiled their clothes, it is good to, instead of just letting them walk, you just reach out. You never know, maybe by your reaching out you could help them make a better choice. But most of us, we tend to keep quiet. And specifically, or especially speaking to Christians, sometimes we keep quiet. You see someone in a relation, I'm not telling you go and tell them stop that relationship. You can give your voice in a very general way, or in a very kwa ile kwa mbali, and you can give in a general way that a wise person should be to know, why is this happening, without telling someone like stop this or don't do this. Tell them, just be careful. Even to just be careful. Okay, you're dating, just be careful and pray about it. Then go. Don't stay there and start saying, oh, why are you dating this person? Hey, you're going to see fire. If you start giving your unwanted opinion, then people will get mad at you. But just find a way of telling, just be careful. And me, when someone tells you to be careful, most people, you start thinking twice, or you start praying about it. But there's a time to keep quiet, but there's a time when someone is in harmful situation, you're not supposed to keep quiet. If someone is on the edge of something and they're almost falling down, don't just keep quiet. Your voice, even from especially if you're not that close, from that general point of view, it can help them do something. And we should not be the type of people that rejoice over another person's falling. Just reach out. Just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Don't, instead of gathering 4, 5, 6 people telling them how this particular person is going to fall, just go to that particular person straight and tell it to their face. But if you can't tell the person concerned to their face, then don't tell anybody else. Don't wait for that person to fail, to fall, and then you say, I knew it. So you knew it, so what? Imagine if it was you, someone is seeing you make a bad decision, someone is seeing you go astray, and then they're telling you nothing. They're just waiting for your fall, and then once you fail, they're like, I knew it. It's like we tend to behave in a way that portrays us. We find pleasure or fun on someone's fall, or with someone's fall. So basically, that's it. So what do you think? Should we just continue minding our own business all the time, everywhere, anywhere? Even if someone is dying, let us continue minding our own business? Or is there a time where you're supposed to reach out? Not sitting someone down and giving them a lecture for 2 hours, or just telling them, be careful. Or if you're a friend, at least you have a platform. You tell them, I've seen you doing 1, 2, 3. Even though they may not like it, they may not appreciate it, but at least you have done your best. So there's sometimes there's that silence that harms others, and we should always mind our own business. I'm not saying from today write down a list of everybody you think is going astray. Start calling them every day, telling them, be careful, or start telling them, what decision have you made, what are you going to do, with who, why, when. No, mind your own business at all time, but it comes a place where our silence helps others. If you can help someone avoid a mistake, reach out, speak out. They might hate you, but you're doing it with a genuine concern. But it does not benefit anyone anything for you to go tell a million others about this particular person mistake, and you've not told that person mistake. And then what good does it do you when you're celebrating someone has fallen? What do you gain really? What? Thank you for listening. Shalom.